And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray on a Thursday. Right now, the temperature's dropped just a tad. We're at 71 as we wait for a high of about 90 today. Warm, 90, 91, no matter where you are in the area is what we'll most likely see. A few good mornings. Joy Settle is up. Also, Julie Alphin, how are you? James Sullivan Stern, Brian Smith, Elmer, Miss Mary, how are you doing? Donna Sims stirring a little bit, and Joy Robinson. There's a lot of other folks up and at 'em this morning as well. We'll get to one of the big stories of what's going on. There's been a lot of fires lately. Some accidental, some probably started. This morning we got an accidental fire, it sounds like, out in the southeast area that we'll tell you about here in just a few moments. Overall, we'd give last night a C for crime. It was just kind of very calm last night. We'll go over what we know that did go on. Nothing horrible yesterday as well, as we look at the overall view of what went on. We'll get into all the details, discuss a few things going on in the state, and also on the national level of what's happening today as we begin it. How are you, most of all? I do hope fine as we begin another day. A lot of vacation Bible schools are going to be starting. If you haven't let us know about yours, please do pass that along. We'll be glad to share that with everyone. And whatever the event is that you've got happening, we'd love to know about it as we begin today and discuss a few things. All right, let's get into a few news stories from overnight of what we know. One of the biggest things that happened yesterday, and let's pull this up at Sam Media. And one person was shot yesterday. As it originally turned out, this was in the 2000 block of Mosby Road at Village Apartments. Early reports came in that a man had been shot and taken by a personal vehicle to a local hospital. As I spoke to the police as this was going on and off, there weren't many details on this. People at the scene were, well, what's the word, mum? Can we use that word? They didn't say anything. They didn't see anything. We hear that so much when things go down in Meridian. That happens all across the United States. They don't feel like they want to get involved, I think is the word. A couple hours into this, I spoke back to the police, and the official word on this is the victim, when he first got there, wouldn't talk. 2 to 3 hours later, it was an accidental shooting. Is how it will go down in the books, that he accidentally shot himself in the stomach. And that's the way we closed that story. Nothing more to add. Didn't get any information much on it. So it will go down in the books as a accidental shooting. Okay. With that being said, as we start looking at things that happened overnight, I got several texts of what's up with the Sheriff's Department. I see Meridian Police Department. A car's being chased. From my understanding, we had, let's go to the map here as we look this up and just show you the route and what went on with this. As we go to the map this morning, here we are. This started up in this area right here. As you zoom in on this area right here on 28th Avenue. This is 28th Avenue and 22nd Street. Reports of a stolen vehicle came in. A blue Silverado truck was screaming down the road through here. It kept traveling down 28th and finally makes it to 8th Street, where it takes a right-hand turn and disappeared into the nighttime. Outrun the police, and of course you get into those situations to where chasing a stolen vehicle is not worth risking someone's life, and you have to back off on speeds so no one else will be hurt. And the situation for that. They've got the vehicle. We'll find out more on this as this begins, as we've had several of these lately. Vehicle break-ins and stolen cars. And it's so hard to track how many cars are actually stolen. It's a lot in our area. And I urge you, without a doubt, whether you're watching me from Newton this morning, Kosciuszko, if you're in North Mississippi, wherever you are, lock the best you can. They've got, as things get more sophisticated. I had a friend the other day that got his truck broken into. A new Ford truck. They had a programmer. You see all of this on the movies to where they go up and they do a program and a car opens. Yeah, they've got those around. Pretty simple after the thieves get a little bit smarter and somebody trains them. They can knock out a window also. Those things happen. But watch, don't leave valuables in your vehicles because it will be taken. That One of the biggest crimes that we have in the area that goes, and even I don't report enough on that. I need to focus more on that as we look at that. Let me see if I can pull up yesterday's report pretty easy here from the Meridian Police Department. Each day, if you've never looked at this before, and let me just show you where I'm going here. You go to Sam Media and you go to Arrest Report, and you click that, and you go in here and you choose which county. Now, we'll be adding Kemper County here very shortly. Let's go here to Meridian, and it pulls up by date, this was yesterday. And let's scroll down and look at this. This is the actual arrest report that people were put into to jail and what the charge is. You can read all about that. As we go down here, stolen vehicles. One was reported at the 3100 block of Parkway Boulevard, and this was yesterday. Another one at the 6300 block of Oakland Forest Court. At 559. Meridian, this was PM on June the 6th. Meridian Police responded to the 800 block of 63rd Avenue. It's a bunch of those. Now, each day I post this, and it goes into more detail. Auto burglary there, where the 800 block of 53rd Avenue, and this goes on, and then it lists the shootings and different things. And when you get to here, they're very vague on what they send out. I try to pay close attention to what the people in the community tell me of where the shootings were, but they're kind of vague on the areas if no one was hit. But we keep up with all of that. Also, Lauderdale County, whatever you want to know, and we are expanding daily to all of the counties around. As always, if you join a county, give me some information of who to contact. If you'd like to see your county added, we'll be glad to add that to our report every day so you can view this stuff. We try to stay on top of that to keep you informed the best we can on that. Let's see what else went on last night. There was several things. We did, after we got past that, I did have a report of one shot heard as we go to the map here. No one hurt, no one injured. 22nd, 43rd Avenue. That was just one shot fired off there off of Royal Road. No one hurt. I did get, let me just make sure I've got... this had several shots here. I think it involved some juveniles overnight. As we pull this up, 29th Avenue and 26th Street. Shots were reported there, 5 or 6 of those. And where is this? Here's Magnolia Cemetery. Meridian High School sits here. This was around 2:33 in the morning in this area right here. No one hurt, no one injured, but shots were fired in that area overnight last night. So you'll know what areas this stuff happens each and every day there. We try to stay on top of this. As we get into the next one, let's see what we've got here. We had reports of a fire, a car caught on fire last night as we look at this. 18th Avenue and 18th Street and 29th and 20th Avenue. I can't get it out, can I? As we go back to the map here, a garage caught on fire. Meridian Police Fire Department arrived to help put out that. Now, still this morning, as we start looking at things around the county, it's been a busy day. As I mentioned, one of the first things we posted was this story this morning. Wrong story there. That's Point Juanita. Let me go to what's going on this morning. As we look at this out by Southeast High School. Here's Southeast School. If you go down Long Creek Road, a home being caught on fire in the overnight hours there, the 1800 block of Long Creek Road. Numerous volunteer fire departments have been out helping with that fire this morning. A busy, busy day for those folks who've been helping with that. We haven't gotten full details on that. I've got in some calls this morning, and I haven't double-checked. I haven't gotten back any answers yet of what the condition of the home, if it's a total loss or not. But fire in that neighborhood, keep those folks in your thoughts and prayers. Nothing worse than a fire and losing what you got. Well, I guess there could be, but it's bad. Y'all know that as well as I do. We send out thoughts on that and hope everybody is safe on that. We also, as I went to pull this up, there was another fire last night out near Meehan, a camper fire. It was extinguished pretty quick there, but someone still lost their camper in a fire overnight and late in the evening yesterday. Those things do happen. Be careful with fires we get into this summertime there. Those do happen. And we've seen a string of this across the city of Meridian with abandoned homes. Now, have they all been proven to be more than just a fire? It's kind of hard for a house to catch on fire with no electricity and no one living in it, isn't it? We'll see an uptick of this. We always do during the summertime. We'll stay on top of that and let you know that. As we look around the state of Mississippi, a utility worker yesterday, northern Mississippi, as we move up to northern Mississippi, Marshall County, right at the Tennessee-Mississippi line. Utility worker was working, and a homeowner just decided to shoot at him. Several shots were fired. Police arrived, and the man was taken into custody. No reason why he was shooting at the utility worker. Things just never add up, do they? They don't. One of the things that we've learned over the special election that was held there for the GOP is going to be a runoff, and it will be coming. It has not been announced yet. As we look at Michael Guest and Michael Cassidy will be in a runoff for the 3rd Congressional District. That's going to be happening before long. Now, Cassidy, as most people are telling me on the street, that a very conservative guy. And then you look at Michael Guest. What do people have against him? Why are they going, we don't want him anymore? He was one of the ones that voted to impeach Donald Trump. Didn't sit well with voters. We'll see what happens in the end. Does that play a big part in Mississippi and how they vote? Some people have forgotten about that. When his name was brought up, I was trying to think. I said, I heard something. But that is what most people attach to his name at this point. Maybe you were for that. Maybe you weren't. But that's the skinny on that. And, of course, Cassidy from the Meridian area there doing a pretty good job convincing voters that he's the man for it. Again, that'll be a runoff. We'll stay on top of this and tell you more about it as it arrives of times, dates, and what each believe. Your vote's very important in a situation like this to make sure you elect someone that, well, thinks pretty close to the way you do. Our next story is around Mississippi. These things happen. It's awful no matter where it is. This time it's Mississippi, the Picayune area, which is south of here, south of Hattiesburg. A man was killed on the side of the road, hit, struck, and left to die. That he did, and they're looking for who did it. Found in the weeds on the edge of a road. We don't know if it was accidental. We don't know if someone knew that they did it or not. Investigation is on into that. Ocean Springs makes a lot of news lately. 2 people were shot there yesterday. An investigation going into that. In that area also, they lived. We get few details on this one, but we go to Oxford. We know where that is. Ole Miss area, Oxford. A woman has been arrested for murder. Someone died. They're not telling us any more than that. Another story to watch in the state of Mississippi. Rough out there. As we go back over to Jackson, Mississippi, where you could spend 2 hours a morning talking about what goes on in Jackson, but they're looking into a shooting. Man was shot in the neck by his uncle. I guess they just didn't see eye to eye on things. We'll wait to see if charges are pressed on that one. Family members, oh boy. A fatal shooting also in Jackson at a gas station. 1 man has died. They've arrested a juvenile in connection with all of this. Jackson. As we start looking at the broader picture in America, and maybe you've heard this by now, sad news is we all respect our military, our guys that protect us. We find out that a Marine aircraft crashed yesterday. We're being told that about 3 soldiers died in that accident. Pending notification of family members, they're not going to release who they were at this point. We offer condolences to the family members of those who lost their lives in that serving our country. Most likely a training mission of some sort. As Biden landed in L.A. yesterday, a protester was taken down. He rushed the motorcade, and you don't do that. You get tackled, you get cuffed, and you get drug away when it deals with the president. Secret Service done just that yesterday. Were you up late last night? If you were, Jimmy Kimmel was on. Biden made a special guest appearance on that. What did they say, 118 days or so since the last time he done that? Yeah. Of course, always nothing's his fault. Took aim at Republicans, blamed Trump for everything that is going on, including the price of things that you go buy. At some point, it becomes your watch. That's my thoughts. Maybe you see it differently. As we talked yesterday morning with me and Candace of the costs of things and the shrinkage of products as they keep going up. And it all boils down to one thing. Every nation across the world revolves around fuel. And the higher you make fuel, the worse it is on the common man. As they try to say that they penalize the rich, What they're really doing is penalizing the working man. It gets to a point to where at this point, and I have a picture that I haven't posted yet that it was sent to me last night. The Meridian area, which that includes all the way up toward Columbus, down this way, $4.69 a gallon yesterday. A picture was sent to me. $4.69. Now, if you make minimum wage, how long does it take before you can't afford to go to work? It's getting to that point for us. We're already in debt with tons of money being sent out to people during the pandemic. A lot of those just decided, well, they want to go back to work. The job numbers keep coming down because so many quit the workforce. Just don't work anymore. They'll wait till the government gives them something else. There are times, and y'all all know this, that every man needs a little help. There's nothing wrong with getting help till you get back on your feet, but maybe they went a little far. Maybe you agree with that, and maybe you don't. But whatever the case is, there's so many Americans who have decided they just don't want to work anymore. Sad day. We used to roll up our sleeves and get it done, didn't we? We've got to get back our manufacturing. We've got to be able to produce our own products, or we will never withstand what's coming. I brought this up yesterday. Let's see here. The Tampa Bay Rays, which is a baseball team. It was 5 guys that decided for religious beliefs that they didn't want to wear the uniform that had the LBGT logo on it. I think it's your right whether you want to do that or not instead of being forced on any subject. It's just not this. Now they're being blamed and called ugly names because they didn't want to wear it. It's the religious right. It's called the land of the free and your choice to make decisions that represent your religion. I don't understand that. You should be able to decide there. Let's see. As we get into what's going on this morning, a former Democratic congressman, and that's Sophie, if you hear her, she's upset. Our new little dog just don't get along. A former Democratic congressman in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, admits to bribing judges. Oh, it gets worse and worse. And stuffing ballot boxes for fellow party members across multiple elections, all the way up to 2018, but they're quick to point out that it had nothing to do with the presidential election, is what they tell us. Of course we're going to be told that, but they do admit to doing it in other elections. Yeah, what would make you stop on that one? Just food for thought there. Ohio is the subject of the next thing that I see this morning across America. A 17-year-old boy has been found beaten to death in Ohio. His last interaction was with someone that he shot with a water gun. He's been found dead after that. Is there a connection? Maybe. Awfully. Now, here's something as we always talk about lawsuits and things in America that drive cost up that I don't understand. And there's no other way to word this than actually what went on with this. Your car insurance. Let's say that you're in a wreck and your best friend's riding with you. If they're injured, your insurance company pays for that. Okay? All right, we've heard of Geico. You've heard of that. They're being sued, and they just lost their case. And I just have to tell you the way it's worded here. They actually won on this, and I scratch my head. Where are our judges? Where is our common sense? And once I tell you this, I would think that you would think this also. But a woman had a boyfriend, and well, as we all know, what's the term? You go parking. Well, they went parking, and well, things got a little heated. They had Whoopi in the backseat of said car. She catches a sexual disease from her ex-boyfriend. She sued the insurance company for her having Whoopi in a car and catching a disease, went to court and won. Did everybody hear that now? Whoopi in the backseat, she catches a disease from that and sues the car insurance and wins $5.2 million in court. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll leave that at that. We've got your forecast coming up next. We'll get into what's going to be happening. We got some severe weather en route for us tomorrow. We'll tell you all about today and what's lined up on the weather. All that's right around the corner as we scratch our heads some days and go, whew, all that's on the way here with the Scotty Ray Report.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
At the Promised Land Journey, Pastor Bill Freeman will be your tour guide through the world of the biblical times. Roughly 3,000 people take the tour of Lauderdale County's Recreation of Moses' Tabernacle, a tour of Christ's crucifixion and burial tomb, as well as a bird's eye view of first century Jerusalem and the Holy Land. Schedule a free tour and consider donating to the Promised Land Journey located at Covenant Life Church, 624 Highway 19 North in Collinsville.
And welcome back. Let's take a look at radar this morning as we get your day started. We do have some showers to the south of the Meridian area that we want to tell you about as we go in to Meridian Honda radar and take a look. As we do this, the showers were heavy a little bit earlier here in southern Clark County. They're starting to die down a little bit. We got some light showers as we go near Pachuta. This is going to be near Lake Edens, right on top of Lake Edens. Some light showers there. Heidelberg area, some showers, and right around light stuff here at the Dollar General in Shibuya. And to the east of there, a little bit heavier there. As we back out and take a look around, maybe a slight shower has moved through Toxie as it makes its way toward Thomasville, Alabama. Camden, y'all are getting a lot there. As we back out and look around, the rest of the state right now, it looks pretty good. We do have fog up in the Asheville, Knoxville area there. In Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Arkansas, look at the fog in those areas. A little bit down in Texas, just north of Beaumont. Be careful if you're going to be traveling 10 in those areas there with all of that construction that we always know that happens. Victoria, Texas as well. If you're out there today, you've got family traveling through there. Chicago, the same thing, a little bit of fog there. Easing into the Milwaukee area. As you get up to New York and those areas around Boston, we do have light showers this morning as we cut across and we look at North Dakota, South Dakota, a few showers there. Billings, a few showers there as well. A bunch of rain is average there in Seattle. It's got to be the wettest city I've ever seen. Always something happening there. Out in Tucson, well, it's hot. Nothing like Arizona. Always it's a little bit different from my area as you look at that 110 degrees there. Doesn't feel like 90 in Mississippi, does it? Or Alabama. Just hot down here, as we all know. All right, let's dig deeper into our forecast and tell you all about what's happening.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go to our record highs, record lows, 63, it was 100, 77, it was 52. As we look at today, basically the showers will remain south of Louisville, south of Noxapater, and south of the Macon area, and a chance of showers through here. Not a big one. We've got a 30% chance today as we look at this. We hit 92 in the Laurel-Hattiesburg area, 92 in Natchez, 90 to 91 in the Meridian area and across Philadelphia as well. As we look at our friends in Alabama, pretty much the same line there as well as it goes straight across from the Meridian area. Auburn, 87 today. Demopolis, there on the water, y'all get to 90 is what we're looking at. As we go down and look at tomorrow, now this is a level 2. Now, I know that they had mentioned yesterday that we could get severe weather. It wasn't much to it. If you saw everything on the Mississippi side, it was light. It was Birmingham, those areas that got flooded yesterday. I had a few pictures of that were sent in also. Tons and tons of rain there. Tomorrow, Mississippi getting the most of what is coming. And our area is at a level 2 as we watch this. This means severe storms, damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and isolated hail. It could be up to a quarter-size hail. Whew, boy, oh boy, as we look at that. Let's see here. Our area here in the Meridian is going to be from about 2 until 5. If you're around Philadelphia and back to Jackson, noon to 3. We'll be here all through it to keep you posted with the very latest when it comes to the weather there, of what's going to be happening tomorrow. Columbus will be a level 1 area. We'll look at that also. As we go across to Alabama, what's happening there with the severe weather? Not much, just these barely adjoining the Meridian side here. Doesn't quite make it to Demopolis. as we look at what the severe weather could do tomorrow. Let's go back to radar and just take a quick look here and turn this on so you can see these lines from our radar system of what is expected for tomorrow. Here's what we've got for tomorrow. Let's show you this. Right here is what we're looking at. This is going to stretch from Little Rock all the way to Mobile in these areas here, moving through the Meridian area. And you look at this, this takes in all the way up here. They've expanded that since the National Weather Service. This is more up to date. This does take in a good portion of Kemper County as we get into all of Kemper County, and a good portion all the way up to Macon, where they originally wasn't projecting at. Louisville, those areas there, that's in that. All the way down to Crestview and Destin if you're going to be on the beach watching this, Mobile. So that's a closer look at what we've got tomorrow with a level 2 storm moving into the area. We'll be here again, walk you through this and let you know where it is in relation to where you live. What's happening with the heat? Look at this. It's hot. More on the way. We're going to be getting into the upper 90s before this is all said and done. As you see back in California over the next 10 days, it's building with more heat. As we look at today's forecast, here's what we've got, and be prepared to, well, get hot as we look at this. Sweat, 89 to 91, depending upon where you are in the area, with a 30% chance of rain today. Mainly after 5 o'clock is when we're expecting these showers to move back into the area. We look at tomorrow, 87 with a 60% chance of showers. Wow. As we get into Saturday, the rain chance decreases to 50%, and by Sunday, things will get better as the rain moves out, 91. But look at our temperatures start to rise by Monday, 95, 96. Wednesday, 95 of next week. Let's go ahead on into June the 23rd. Well, what does it say? The 19th, 100. And we'll have some 99-degree days. It's going to be absolutely hot as you plan your day there. That's what we've got. As we look across here, nothing going on with the tropics, which is great news from the National Hurricane Center. As we go down for your fishing report, brought to you by the good folks at Chet's Paint and Body. Your first major time is going to be right around 9 o'clock this morning till lunchtime. If you can get out and get a hook in the water there and go fishing there. You'll get another small time late this afternoon, 4 o'clock, if you want to go fishing after work there. That's how the fishing report, with the wind being northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Look at your forecast and headlines. We've got Candace coming in. All that's on the way beginning at 8. We want you to join us. All that's coming up this morning. We'll give you the latest, what's happening, and we have to have your reports to let us know what goes on in the community. Thank y'all. We'll see you soon in an hour and 2 minutes. We'll be back live with the very latest from my area. All live here for the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: